Quite often when we think about good quality affordable watch brands on AliExpress, we forget about Escapement Time because they don't launch a lot of new watches every single year and they don't participate in the sales, but they do offer incredible watches at unbelievable prices, and they're very, very popular, and they have just launched a new model and it is incredible, and I think it's going to be very, very popular. It's arrived. Let me show it to you. Now, this watch hasn't been available for long at all, but the Escapement Time official store on AliExpress has already sold 177 units, which is just incredible, although I'm not that surprised, to be honest. I think it does show that there's a lot of people keeping an eye on the Escapement Time official store on AliExpress for when they do launch their new releases, because they are just so affordable, and on the whole they're actually built very, very nicely. Just over $50 for this watch, and it houses the VH31, a quartz movement, but the second hand ticks multiple times per second, so it looks a little bit like it's going to house an automatic. Of course, it doesn't suffer with that issue of the second hand missing markers, and that is one of the reasons why they're able to offer these watches at such incredible prices. Of course, Escapement Time were the first brand on AliExpress to do it with their dress watch. Other brands have followed suit now, including San Martin, but yeah, I mean, I don't think any other brand can come close to Escapement Time when it comes to just pure value for money. And they have created a beautiful looking watch, albeit a homage, of course. Right, let me get the plastic off and we can have a proper good look. Right, here it is then, the latest release by Escapement Time, and I can totally see why this is proving to be a very popular one. Yeah, I think they will go on and sell a lot of these watches. Of course, we can't credit them with the design. It is a homage of that Hamilton Murph watch, but I think they've done an okay job. I think there's a few proportions that are a little bit off. I think the hands perhaps a touch short, and maybe the lugs a little bit long. The crown looks quite large, but that's sort of in keeping with the watch it's paying homage to. I like the numbers, I like the dial. I mean, it's a good looking watch, isn't it? The strap isn't fantastic, but again, we've got to remember this watch is just over $50. It does say in the listing on AliExpress it's leather. If it is, it's going to be the cheapest leather known to man, because it feels quite stiff and plasticky. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice looking strap, but it's not going to be a particularly comfortable strap, unfortunately. A fairly nice buckle on it, look, which seems to be nicely polished, but yeah, the strap really, I think, is sort of for show, which is a shame because I think it does look good. It might soften up and you might be able to wear it, but yeah, we're not expecting fantastic straps, I don't think, on watches costing just over $50 from AliExpress, and I don't think we can expect sapphire crystal either, unfortunately. It is mineral crystal with a decent amount of AR coating. Looking at it, look, there's a fairly strong blue hue to it, but yeah, it is mineral crystal, unfortunately, so that is going to put a lot of people off, and there will be understandably people saying just charge an extra $15 or so and put sapphire on this watch. Well, I can tell you, a piece of double domed sapphire crystal is not an extra $15. I think when James and I were specking out watches for J&G Watches, it was around $40 or $50 extra when comparing flat sapphire crystal to double domed sapphire crystal. So yeah, that would probably push this watch up to a price that they don't feel comfortable with, and well, mineral crystal isn't the end of the world, I don't think. But it is a stainless steel case, and actually the finishing looks to be pretty nice. There is a high polished bezel on this watch, and the rest of the case is brushed, and the finishing is actually pretty good. Screw down case back look, and a screw down crown, giving the watch 100 meters of water resistance. Quick release spring bars in the strap there, look. There is some lume on this watch. I will film a lume degradation test and show it at the end of this video. I'm not expecting it to be world record-breaking Lume because it's printed on the dial. But yeah, it'd be nice if it lasted a little bit over those 5 minutes. The dial seems to be nicely printed. The hands look nice enough. I mean, I haven't filmed any macro shots yet, but yeah, I mean, it looks fairly clean and tidy. There's no obvious signs of any dust, debris or DNA on the dial or under the crystal. Of course, I'll be able to spot that under the macro shots or in the macro shots. But yeah, first impressions are it's very, very good for the money. And there's the movement inside this watch, the Seiko VH31. And yeah, this movement is proving to be very, very popular in watches on AliExpress because it does help to keep the price of the watches down, and the second hand ticks 4 times every second. It's as simple as that. I think more people should use it, quite honestly. Now I'm going to try and wear it on this strap. So before I do, I'm just going to basically manipulate the strap a little bit, soften it up. This is what I do for, well, most leather straps. It just softens the leather, plastic, whatever it is. I mean, if it's leather, it's very plasticky leather. Yeah, it just softens it up and allows the strap to curve around your wrist enough for it to then be yeah, quite comfortable. You've got to be careful though, because sometimes doing this to some leather straps, it sort of opens up cracks, because I am really manipulating the strap and sort of forcing it to bend in on itself. But with this strap, I think there's no risk of it opening up. There's no cracks or anything appearing on this material. So yeah, let's yeah, as you can see, it's already actually starting to soften up the strap. Let's finish this side and then get it on the wrist. There we go. It now fits my wrist and is actually quite comfortable. Yeah, I was able to soften the strap up quite a bit actually. So yeah, if I was to keep this watch, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not, but if I was to keep it, I would actually wear it on this strap, because I think you're going to be able to get this strap to soften up enough for it to actually be, yeah, wearable, basically. So yeah, cheap strap, mineral crystal, but actually on the whole, an incredibly affordable Murph homage. And yeah, I could totally see why this one is selling in big numbers already.